your physical therapist. Today, we're going to talk about how to help your client, yourself, or your loved one get off of that walker. You'll have to excuse Blue. She's a little excited. So, what you'll need is a step of some kind and a chair. So, the first exercise that I recommend as part of an individualized program to help your senior really be able to reduce their need is to challenge balance. So, physical therapists, myself included, can have a bad habit of teaching balance like this. So, they'll stand and let's do single leg stands. Let's do standing with feet together, feet apart, eyes closed, feet on a foam. So all those things, nothing wrong with them, but are they really challenging our balance and allowing us to make gains? So balance is like lifting weights. If we went to the gym every day and lifted the same weight, it wouldn't really do a whole lot for us, right? We might make some gains at first, but over time our body would get used to it and it wouldn't have to respond to the challenge because there wouldn't be a challenge. Therefore, we wouldn't increase our strength. So we need to challenge the body in order to increase our balance as well. So the first thing we want to do is we want to push our patients outside of their base of support. I know that sounds kind of mean, but remember, you're there, you're watching them, supporting them, and helping them if they do lose their balance. So let's start with a client that needs to be in the chair, which is totally fine. So your base of support is any surface that comes in contact with your seat or with the floor. So in this case, my glutes and both of my feet are serving as my base of support. If I move a foot forward, I have a wider base of support. If I move my feet close together, I have a more narrow base of support. So just that in itself are ways that we're going to modify balance exercises, going from wider bases of support to smaller bases of support to make it a little bit more challenging. But what we want to do is we don't just want to lift one foot within our base of support, we want to be outside of our base of support. So as I lean forward, my glutes are lifting just a little bit off this chair. So if I kept going, I might roll forward onto the floor, and we don't want that. But we want to get to a point where we feel like we're a little bit unstable, and then we pause, and we allow our body to adjust, and then we move back to where we are stable. So we can do this in the forward and diagonal directions, we can go to the side, we can lean backwards. So all these ways in the chair that you can help challenge balance. So you can progress that by standing. So if you're standing, what you want to do, or what I have my patients do because I'm certified in Taijiquan, is I have them hold a ball in front of them, and that ball is attached to their stomach. So they can't just move the ball forward and call it a balance exercise. They have to move forward with the ball. So the ball moves forward, and you can even see I'm going up on my toes. I'm struggling a little bit to keep my balance, and that's good because this is what's improving my balance. So my feet are pretty narrow. If your client needs to start out here, that's fine. Once again, we want to go in all directions. In Taijiquan, they teach it like a clock. If you're standing at the center of the clock, 12's in front of you, rocking backward to 6, and then sideways to 3 and to 9. So highly recommend looking up Taijiquan movement for better balance in general, but also just the idea that to improve balance, we have to push ourselves outside of our base of support. So that's our first exercise. Our second one is focusing on sit to stands. And a lot of times when our seniors stand up there, or if it has arms, they push off from the arms of the chair, which once again, nothing wrong with that, but if we're trying to get a client to a new level, we need to do something different with them. So they're at the front of their chair, and we want them to work on standing without use of their hands. So you can have them cross their arms in front, and once again, we can practice that leaning outside the base of support if they need to start small, and then we can practice going up a little bit. Also encourage them to use their arms for momentum. Fine. We just don't want the pushing. When I'm here, I can stand up with just my legs. When I'm coming forward, I've got to really engage that core. to lift just my bottom up. Then I've got to use my glutes, my hamstrings, my calves. Everything really needs to fire in order to get me up. And encourage your patients to squat. All of this to turn on, so it's not just we're getting out of a chair, it's we're strengthening the legs, we're strengthening the core, helping improve everything that they need to walk with more strength or balance with more strength, and we have the functional component of standing up from the chair as well. So once you get to where and sink back down slowly, then we've moved into our third exercises, which are the power exercises. So as we all know, as we age, we lose muscle mass. But it's not just any muscle mass, particularly we tend to lose our type 2 or our fast twitch fibers first. So what that leads to is decreased power in movement in addition to decreased muscle mass. So as therapists, we want to train power to get our clients up and moving and strong. So that's the quick up, slow down. In the PT/OT world, we'd say quick concentric contraction, slow eccentric contraction. So if you think of it that way as a therapist, you can do this with all kinds of exercises. You can do this with hamstring curls. You can do it with bicep curls. You can make anything into a power move. Particularly, I love doing it with sit to stands. I also love doing it with step ups. So I'll move the chair so it can support me and put my step down on the floor here. So what you can do to start is have your client hold on to something so that they feel a little more stable, and they're gonna go up quick and down slowly. Up quick, down slowly. So once again, we do all sides. We can do right here, up quick. So to really work that glute med, which is super important for walking as well, right? Then we can increase the step height. We can decrease the need for having some kind of handheld support. So we can, once again, increase this to meet the demand so that our clients are challenged. We have to challenge the older adult to get them to their goals, just like you challenge anybody else. If you are at a patient's home and you don't have one of these steps with you, or you don't have the risers to make it taller, see what they have at their home. Obviously, if they have stairs, go for that. If they have a treadmill or something that has a little bit of a step to it, maybe you can go outside and use a carp. Get creative. Find ways that you can get these exercises incorporated into your patient's balance, because they're going to need it when they go out to the grocery store or to the movie theater and they don't have their walker. They have to know they can really power up those stairs if they need to. I also love doing power exercises with rolling if a patient needs it. So to get out of bed, we have to roll to the side. So they want to roll quick and then come back slowly. They're rolling quick and coming back slowly. And then you can add resistance. So once again, power exercise is so important to include in your senior clients' individualized program. So the last thing that we are going to do is stepping strategies. So once again, us as PTs, we do a lot of ankle, we do a lot of hip strategies. So that's when we just lose our balance a little bit. We do where we push our clients, we do those little perturbations and they have to use their hips and they have to use their ankles. Still really important, and we do that, of course, when we're doing our movement forward and back and to the side with the ball. But if someone's really falling, they need to stop the fall. And in order to do that, they need their stepping strategy. So I throw my hands out to the sides, I take a long, nice stride, and I'm stable. Adults sometimes take too many steps and then they just add to the momentum. We need them to stop their momentum or get it going in a different direction. So once again, clients hate this, they feel ridiculous, but I remind them they'll feel more ridiculous if they end up on the floor. So we practice that on both sides. And we practice that with the lean and stomp. So we really practice catching ourselves. We don't just stomp around the gym. Once again, we have to lean and stop backwards. So you can throw your arms out to the side, which is what you're gonna see a lot of clients do. I encourage a lean with your arms forward. Once again, we have to reverse the direction in which they're naturally falling in that moment. So those are the 4 practices I recommend to help build strength, power, and balance in your older adult client, or in your older adult loved one, or in yourself, in order to decrease the need for a walker, and also just overall to be a highly active, functional adult and be able to enjoy whatever you want to do. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe. Also, please check out my website, www.theseniorcenteredpt.com. I'm Dr. Katie. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Have a good one. Stay well.